All right, it says I'm live. I guess I've got to believe it. Excuse the mess. This is my little makeshift studio, my little green screen. I was this is what I was doing. I was doing some production stuff. I was doing some editing, speaking with a good friend of mine, Mr. Dash, aka Swole Normus. Check him out. He's on everything. He's on YouTube, TikTok. He's on everything but Snapchat. That's one thing we were talking about. And everything. Any case, I was speaking with him. I've got some ideas, and I wanted to get some feedback because I did these Snapchat courses, and that was kind of like a little bit of an experiment with showing you guys a little bit more, some content that's not directly related to the meal plan game. And I'm going to tell you about the software update too. The update is we've got software. It's awesome. I want to do a webinar, and there's going to be a sign up link below. Actually, sign up link is going to be in like all of my recent episodes. I didn't put it on this one yet because I was ill prepared. It's very impromptu, but in any case, there will be a webinar sign up. Whatever any of the links are. I'm also going to do an email blast, actually. So sign up for the email. The Meal Plan Mafia already saw the demo walkthrough, but I want to schedule a webinar, discuss more details about that. And I'll talk more about that later. But in any case, I wanted to gauge what y'all's feedback is, what your opinions are of me getting into content like that, because I find it interesting. I wanted this channel to not just be limited to meal plan stuff. This is all stuff that I find interesting and useful as an entrepreneur. My, philosophical stuff, the meditation, the Snapchat stuff, the meal prep stuff. I see that as all one and the same, because along my journey, I found all of those things beneficial. The advertising obviously ties into business, and the meditation stuff is probably more of a personal thing, but I think, I wanted it to be less about just a stringent business kind of content site. So in any case, those are my intentions. I wanted to see what everybody else's opinions are. If that's something that you guys aren't super interested in, then I am going to maybe think about doing another channel that goes deeper into that stuff. But that content would be, this would be just meal plan stuff. That stuff would range from marketing stuff, leadership stuff, meditation, and just be really more an extent of just what interests me. But I wanted to get that feedback, because I don't know if that's going to be annoying for people who are just interested in meal prep stuff. And that's fine. I understand you don't want to see any extra episodes about something that's not pertaining to that. So just let me know with the feedback. I don't get a lot of thumbs down. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm just going to put up this content till I start getting thumbs down. I'll just keep on knocking it out. I've got some other ideas for some more meditation stuff, all sorts of stuff. But I was discussing with my buddy Dash, Swole Normus. He's got a great marketing mind, and I've got a lot of really intelligent friends who have just a natural ability to see marketing trends and have a really good mindset about it. And that's who I learn a lot of this stuff from. I'll have conversations with them and then dive deeper in learning something else. I'll learn about a new piece of software or something, and just start, based on a conversation with them, just start digging and learning it myself. So Dash was, telling me about his audience strategy, how he uses retargeting. And this is something that you'd want to use in, your meal, in any business. Marketing is useful in any business. So regardless of whether it's a meal prep company, or you're a trainer, or you're an accountant or an attorney, knowing how to let people. One thing I learned early on in business is it doesn't matter how good of a cook you are, how good of a doctor you are, how good of a trainer you are, how good of an attorney you are, how good of a cabinet maker you are. You could be the best in the world. And if nobody knows you exist and nobody knows how to get to you, it's useless. You're broke. There's a lot of really good restaurants with amazing food and amazing service that just never took off because Not enough people knew about them. There's a lot of trainers out there who know way more than trainers who are, working for professional athletes and getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. But without marketing, it doesn't matter. So that's one thing that I do want to start getting into is like marketing strategy, because I find it fascinating. It's got some psychology behind it. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of layers. You really peel into that onion for a while. And I don't know, it's a little overwhelming. So I also would find it interesting to have, that ability to, I don't know if this is common knowledge or not, but when you're learning something, like when you're in school, to be able to go and then teach, like try to teach somebody else while it's still fresh in your brain, helps solidify that. So having these conversations, like I just conceptualized a lot of things on, within the last week, really. I've conceptualized a lot of things that really solidified. Like I kind of knew, almost like I was regurgitating the information on how certain things worked. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I understand it now. So that's a cool epiphany to have. And I think it like I have those shifts in perspective where it's just like, oh, here's a way easier way to explain it than how I learned it. Because a lot of the information that you see out there, and a lot of the information, I should say, a lot of information that I find out there, I mean, I'm learning through forums and YouTube channels and all sorts of other stuff. It seems like it's very compartmentalized, and one person will talk about one area because it is a lot of content. And sometimes you'll have that person who will discuss a lot of different videos and you're able to watch them in a concise order. But even then, it's hard to really conceptualize it all because it's like you're learning one block at a time. It's like you watch one video, you go and apply that. Watch another video, you go and apply that. To have like a broad stroke kind of description of some of the stuff that I've been able to now comprehend through conversations and stuff, I just feel like it's a shortcut. So in any case, I was kind of getting into a tangent there, but the general idea is, what do you guys want beyond the meal prep stuff? The marketing stuff I think is going to be really interesting. I think that it would be cool to have a dialogue. And what I'm thinking about doing, I was thinking about running a contest, and I don't know exactly how I would do it, but I'd want it to be like a group where we have like maybe weekly meetings, and we record the meetings just for the the group. If you're unable to make it to the group, we'll record the meetings and what gets discussed. And I used to go to these. I never bought into the membership, but I've gone to these Vistage meetings. And for those of you who don't know what Vistage is, it's quite expensive. I think it's like it's over $1,000 a month. It's definitely worth it when you can afford it. But I just didn't have the time. And it's like a weekly meeting. And I think at least once a month, they'll have a speaker who discusses something that's really profound and gives you some really good insights on business. One guy was a career actor, nobody that you would know, but he spent his, that's what he did for a living in plays and I guess small roles, but he still spent his entire life as an actor. And he started off by talking about how, what it was is he started describing all these characteristics. And then at the end of them, and it was like charisma and charm and the ability to read people and be empathetic, like all these characteristics. And then at the end, he was like, am I describing an actor or am I describing an amazing CEO? And you realize, okay, maybe an actor does have something that we can learn from. And he gave an amazing speech, really cool luncheon. I always dug that because I've got friends who are business owners, and we'll have one-on-one conversations. We don't really get a chance to all like huddle together and be like, all right, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I'll have these one-on-one conversations. And I've been wanting to also do shows with these guys or like, episodes where like I'll interview them because they have some great insights as well. Like I said, most of my friends are like in marketing some way, whether they're business owners who market. They don't do marketing for a living, but they're business owners who make money because they're good enough to market at it. So knowing how to do that, I know a lot of you who follow me are, on that same level. It might not be the same product, but I assure you, marketing is something that you can all, learn from. So I do want to get deeper into that, but then I'm worried about, 3 months down the road discussing something publicly that's a little bit more in depth, and then somebody new coming to the channel they feel like they can't catch up. And, a lot of people don't have the inclination to watch older videos. Unfortunately, I've noticed there's a lot of people who are just like, they haven't even gone back like a month. It's just like, they just start watching the new stuff. So that's why I think the group concept would be cool, because it would kind of keep a conversation going. You're like, okay, this week we're going to be talking about this based on what we discussed next week. Someone applied it. Some of them had success, some didn't. So in any case, I guess it was kind of I'm going to look at the comments. All right, Anthony, I saw commented a little while ago saying it's going to be good for the channel. I want to do it live, but I don't know. I'm going to experiment with it, but give me some thumbs down when you guys don't like anything that I do, because that'll help me know not to do more of it. If I get enough thumbs down, I'm just going to, know, okay, they don't want to hear about this. And that's fine, because, I want to be sticking to, I value your time. I hate when I ramble. I remember when I first started editing, I would chop out like spaces, because I was like, man, I want to be fast and efficient. That's why I always recommend, and anybody who's not watching this live, fast forward this thing. Fast forward it. Do 1.25, 1.5. I try to take information in as quick as possible, as long as you still feel you're still retaining it. There's no shame in doing it at regular speed either, because I'm not, I guess, a slow speaker, but just to let me get to my points, because I know I go on a lot of tangents. Speed through it. What I was trying to say, I'm very respectful of your time. Want to make sure that I'm delivering everything in a palatable way, not going on and on for like an hour and a half about things when I can do it in 15 minutes instead. But I'm still trying to, just up the quality. I'm trying to find an editor that I can, afford to start helping me with the editing, so then I could shoot more. What I've been doing this weekend is I shot and recorded a good amount of stuff over 2 days. So now I'm in the middle of editing it, missing a lot of stuff. I got to reshoot. It's always such a pain. It'd be so much easier if I just had to shoot. But in any case, let me know what your thoughts are on that. The software, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I hope you guys understand. I'm going to prioritize certain people. The first people who will be able to enroll in the software and get new information, obviously people who are in the Meal Plan Mafia, so they've got first dibs of it already. I will be releasing more information probably later this week through the email, so sign up for that and you'll get information on the webinar. So the webinar would be for everybody, and really the so far it's just been a walkthrough. I want to do a walkthrough with you guys on a webinar. Hopefully I'll be able to do that later this week or next. But we'll all see what the signups look like, see how we can kind of align on a time that's going to work for the most amount of people, and then everybody else can just watch it in the in a recording. So yeah, if you want to be able to watch it and tell me where to click and go through the screen with me, that's kind of what I want to get into, because when I did the walkthrough, I wasn't really sure what people wanted to see more of, and what stuff is kind of like, oh yeah, I know how that works. Yeah, I've seen a recipe calculator. I've seen this, that, and the other thing. So we'll walk through. Anthony, what were we saying? Hey mate, still getting through the channel. Actually, Anthony's asking about deliveries, OnFleet and WorkWave, and I was going to do a walkthrough. Those are logistic apps. I was going to do a walkthrough of OnFleet and WorkWave. I haven't actually worked with WorkWave, so I wanted to give you guys actual feedback. We worked with OnFleet. There were things that I wish they had and they don't have. So I want to do a walk. I want to, familiarize myself with WorkWave. I've got friends who swear by it. So those are the two I would recommend checking out. I will do a walkthrough on both of those and give you my opinion on which one I think is better. And I consider everything. I consider price versus, okay, it's got this feature, but am I really going to have to use it? Like, I look at all that stuff from a logical perspective. I'm very frugal. I like getting the free version of software and then using Zapier or something to automate it. So I do workarounds and stuff like that if I could save a few bucks. But I'll give you my, opinion on both of those. I was kind of sidetracked by the new software just because I think it's a bigger deal and it'll have logistics stuff in it. But I want to give you all your options. I think a lot of people are going to be just going with the software because it's inclusive. Labels, macros, menu automations. There's just so much. So check out if you're in the Meal Plan Mafia, check it out in the private group. Go on Facebook, and I posted something about it yesterday, and I went into more detail about all the features that you can expect. And honestly, like I kept saying in the video, like I haven't even it's not even the tip of the iceberg. So check that out in the private group. Check out the link. Again, if you're live, it's not below. If you're going to watch this after the fact recorded, I'll probably have the links below. If you're live, just check them out in the other show notes. So thank you. Oh man, I was hoping to be like 10 minutes on and off. Went on all those rants. Thank you guys so much for your time. Adios.